Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Brick Bios podcast. I'm your host, George. We got a lot to talk about, but I'm here with Jacob,
Hello.
Timmy,
What's up, guys?
Josh,
Right.
and the beautiful, wonderful, amazing Isaac in the back.
Yours.
That was really good. That was impressive.
Bro, you should be a voice actor, Isaac. We do have a lot to talk about in the gaming as far as PlayStation. They had their state of play this last weekend, and they announced a couple things of note. I have it pulled up right now. They had a couple trailers for like 007. I don't know if I know Tim's excited for that. I don't know if you saw that. But one major thing they announced was, let me pull it up. They announced Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC. Anybody looking forward to Walking Sim on PC too?
Jacob, you played the first one, right?
I played the first one, and I mean it was fun. It's definitely not everyone's game. I'll say that because even I didn't beat it. I kind of like walked away from a second.
You walked away from the walking game.
It's like one of those
Yes.
games where it's just like from what I see, it looks like just one of those games you like chill out on your couch, play it for like an hour, because then it gets boring after that. Or you have to be like a strong Kojima fan
Yeah.
to enjoy that. Another thing that got announced was Ghost of Yote Legends. If any of you guys heard of that, it's their kind of online co-op. Ghost of Yote combat-esque.
Is it coming to PC yet or no?
Ghost of Yote isn't on PC yet, but
Now,
eventually.
if I'm correct about that, George, it's a co-op, as in like there's no PvP in anything. It's just like almost like Elden Ring.
Yeah, Night Rain, where it's like you fight a whole bunch of enemies together with your friend, and you're a bunch of samurai running around. It looked cool from the gameplay I saw. It looked pretty cool, but they also announced that. One other major announcement, I feel like Tim would be excited about this one, was they announced the John Wick game.
Ooh, John Wick-ish, I think.
No, it's John. It is John.
They
It's
announced
John.
it actually being a John Wick.
It is John Wick.
It is John Wick.
Now I watched it. It's just an announcement trailer, so there's no gameplay or anything like that. It was just we're making a John Wick game.
I feel like they should do that in like the same style as like Max Payne. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like with the slow motion, like doing diving shots.
They probably
or like
will, something like that.
takedowns and stuff like that.
And it is actually using Keanu Reeves, so very, very good.
I wonder if they're actually getting Keanu Reeves in the motion capture for that.
So he can say 50 words throughout
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
game.
All he has to do is go in and just do a couple movements, a couple pew-pews, and they paid him $10 million for that.
Dude, he's got a good grade.
Are you guys excited for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out whenever it comes out.
That and the 007.
007.
Yeah.
Have you watched the trailer for it? It's like a story trying to introduce.
I saw I didn't
story.
see the story trailer. I saw the some of the gameplay. I think it was the car chase or something like that.
Mhm.
Someone was playing the car chase.
Yeah. Other things to take into some of the games that they're announcing here are just a continuation of the trailers. Is the new Marvel game that's coming out, the fighting, kind of like the Street Fighter-esque game or fighting style game.
They announced like X-Men, I think, because they've announced the game, but the one that they showed off here was they announced X-Men, I think. Is
Yeah,
what it
they
was.
announced-
like Wolverine, Storm.
They announced Magic.
Tokon?
Yeah, Tokon. Well, I saw it looks pretty cool. I like the art style of it. I saw people playing the beta too. A lot of people like to play as Doom because he seems to be the most OP.
Castlevania is getting another 2D game.
Really?
Yeah, Castlevania Belmont's Curse it's in celebration of the 40th anniversary. Konami announced a Castlevania game,
Mm-hmm.
so it's set to be released this year. I don't see an exact date. Just this is from IGN, but it's supposed to be released in 2026. So that's something to look forward to if you're a Castlevania fan. All 9 of you.
What about they also showed some more gameplay of Star Wars Galactic Racer? This is going to be game of the year right here.
It looks fun. I will say that.
It just doesn't.
You wants to play with lightsabers.
I want to play with lightsabers or guns. All right. That, or if I want to fly, I want like cool fly. I don't want
Go play
pod
squad.
racing.
Outlaws really let him down.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Like Outlaws let me down. There's no Knights of the Republic remake.
Well, you should have the third Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know what they're calling that series.
The Jedi.
Oh,
Survivor.
yeah.
There
The
should be
Jedi
another
series. That's
game
what I thought
soon.
that's what they called
You
it.
can't call it the Jedi series because I mean, like,
every game before was the Jedi. series. You had the Jedi Knights, the Jedi, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
Well, you say the whole thing.
Whatever. I think that's my complaint. Is it's like I don't think I'm gonna hate the game. I'm just like disappointed because
Right, you're gonna buy the game.
that
right.
might be the only good Star Wars game we get. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you're
Like,
gonna buy the game.
out of
I know.
everything, that's gonna be the good one.
But you're gonna buy the game. I already know you are.
Did
But they're gonna release it for $30. You're gonna be convinced by Josh to buy the game because it's so fun to race,
yeah.
to be pod racing, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna buy it, and then you're gonna force me to buy it, and we're gonna play it for an hour, and then I'll never get my money back from that game.
Think about this. It's gonna be like Mario Kart, like couch co-op kind of thing, but with Star Wars.
Yeah.
But like more like the Forza look.
But no banana peel.
No.
No,
That'd be funny though, like a Star Wars type like Mario Kart where you actually have like power-ups.
I thought that was like an actual thing they did back in the day.
Kinda. It
it
was
was like Pro
well,
Racer, I thought.
No, it was episode 1 racers.
Yeah, but it was like cartoony, like Mario Kart.
Do you guys remember Mortal Kombat Kart, whatever that was from?
Mortal Kombat card.
Yeah, it was like a little mini game from one of the mainline games. I think it was Armageddon or one of like the not old, but like also not recent. It was like in the middle. One of those games had a Mario Kart style racing type thing.
I don't know. I feel like back then they were just like more free to make whatever they wanted, even with like these huge IPs. Because I mean, Star Wars, you had all kinds of games back in the day, and now you get maybe one every 5 years.
Was I talking to you or George? I was like, I miss movie tie-in games.
We had that whole conversation on the podcast.
I know. I
The
You know.
episode 3 game, that was actually
that was fun.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But George, did you see what PUBG publisher Craft on? They announced a game.
No, I did not see
It's
that.
called Windless. It's going to be an open world action RPG.
Wind or windless?
Windless.
Wind like
I was
dust.
gonna say, that's
Wind like
usually
the
me
air,
and
they go
PUBG. Windless.
But it's coming from an Ubisoft former Far Cry director. So, he was probably one that either quit or got laid off. So we'll see more from Crafton. That's pretty. I don't know, because PUBG was like fun at the beginning, but then they ruined it.
By selling out.
Yeah, they sold out hard,
Yeah.
really hard. But I don't know. I like to see what they're gonna do. I don't think it's a multiplayer, so it's like, so it is a single player game. So maybe that will mean like not a lot of.
Well, that means it's just going to be always online, and it's going to be like full of DRM and full of microtransactions and.
microtransactions in my single player game.
Back to State of Play, kind of finishing it up. There was one humongous, astronomical announcement. The God of War trilogy is getting remade on PS5.
How
1
sad
through
is
3.
that the remake is like the biggest announcement that we get?
Because God of War is such a good game.
Oh, well, and the other thing is,
but we're at a point
what's
now
his
where
name? The original voice actor
It's coming back to voice.
came back to voice, and he was the one that announced the game.
Well, that's cool. I'm sad that we're at a point now where it's like the
You
best
can't make
games
a
that
new
we're
trilogy.
getting.
No,
Our remake.
they're doing a remake. But we're not just getting a remake. What else are we getting, George?
We're getting that 2D side scroller game.
Yeah, we're getting an additional God of War game. It's going to be a 2D.
Yeah, that's original
'Cause they
content,
had
like
to
you
put
said.
all their money into the remake, so then they, all right, hey guys, here's a new game.
Well, the side
It's a
scroller,
2D side
Yeah, you can't get mad at them. You want new content, they're giving you new content.
the side scroller does look pretty. It looks like Hollow Knight to a sense, like that. Like I saw some people comparing Hollow Knight to this, but it does look pretty good. Like it doesn't look like it's like a really cheap. We're just throwing it together. It does look like they put some work towards it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because the remake was just an announcement.
There was no gameplay, no nothing. It was just
They had to follow suit with Xbox. Hey, we're coming out with a remake of Halo.
Gotta
We
make.
can't let Xbox do this to us. We gotta do a remake of one of our
I don't
best
think
series.
Even that
PlayStation's
one though is
afraid.
catching a lot of flack from everybody. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
are
It's-
we
it's-
really doing this?
We're gonna remake our old games.
I'm just saying. Right now,
I mean, there's a lot to it to remake it. I'll
Mhm.
give them that into the next gen, but you can't come up with new material.
Yeah.
Which generation was the original trilogy?
It was like PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking.
well, because I
Yeah.
thought the PlayStation.
PlayStation
God of War
1,
3.
1 and 2 were on PlayStation 2.
Hmm.
God of War 3 was on PlayStation 3.
I wonder if they're gonna do the PS Vita ones. And that'd be kind of
Oh,
cool
like
if they did like a little like, oh, we also did these.
Yeah,
for
like
side
the
content.
ghost. Well, those were like 2D side scrollers too.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like if they added those to the remake.
Yeah,
trilogy.
because I know a lot of those like actually give a deep dive into
Even if they're
Kratos'
not even
background.
remade, if they're just the same one, but it's like here's additional content just to
Yeah.
have fun.
It seems like I remember reading some comments from Jacob's Halo trying video that it seems like people unanimously agree that era, like the PS2, PS3, Xbox 360 era, was like the golden age of gaming, and now like people are having to remake those games in order to like get attention back on them.
Yeah. Well,
Bruh, but the real question is,
I mean, Call of Duty did it.
should
they
the
just-
God of War remake bring back
yes.
the adult mini games?
They should bring back the adult. That's what made the game fun. That's what brought God of War, or that's what gave God of War status on the market. The adult mini.
In other words, that's all that George cares about. So you better.
I
add
never
it.
actually played the actual story.
He wants to see those new graphics, dog.
I never actually played the story. I just stayed in the boat the whole time.
Oh, George, you.
Have you played all the God of Wars, Tim?
No.
Any of you guys play all the God
We
of
were
Wars?
Xbox kids back in the 2000s.
So you never played God of War?
No, the first God of War I played was the
The 2018?
yes, not Ragnarok, but the one before that. And it's just because it came to PC, and I was like, I'm gonna play it. So I played through that whole game. I was like, it's really good. That one was the one I made the argument. I'm like, it's a good game, but I feel like it's more of a like you watch it rather. I mean, there's some that you
No.
play, but
No.
half of it
you
is
play-
Watch
just
Detroit
watch.
Become Human. You play God of War.
Yeah.
but not as much as other games.
God of War has fun gameplay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It did. I'm not saying it was a bad game. It was a really good game, but I'm just like, this is like halfway between I'm watching a movie and then like everyone.
You can make the same argument for Dispatch. I watched that game.
Oh yeah, but that one was $30 and it was marketed as
To be
a
fair,
story
you can
game.
make that same argument with Red Dead.
Yeah.
And
you can
I've
actually
given
make
that criticism of Red Dead where I'm like,
watched Red Dead.
yeah, it's a good game, but it's like it's this. And I've also made that same argument.
So
that's
any
like,
game
or,
that has
hey,
cutscenes,
Mission
you're
Impossible.
watching
make
it.
the argument on Call of Duty on their campaign. Like you play a segment of the mission and then you go watch a 30-minute movie.
That's what single player games are. You watch the story as you play.
The only ones that I would say you wouldn't do that is like Fallout and
Yeah.
Skyrim and like those.
Yeah, because they don't have any cutscenes.
because you are
the cutscene.
And then I guess Half-Life did it well too. Like Half-Life 2, you're still in control while you're looking around and there's dialogue happening behind you.
If Cyberpunk was better, then that would also be another one where you're like, you don't get cutscenes, you get perspective of like what's happening to your character.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever a moment where you're outside your character.
No, they were supposed to be
Well,
when the original.
that's
trailers
most
came out.
RPGs though. It's like since Cyberpunk's an RPG, most RPGs don't have cutscenes.
Yeah.
They're just straight gameplay.
God of War is like 50% cutscenes though,
No, it's not.
with a couple quick time events, and then you.
It's
fight a
like
couple of
45.
mobs.
It's like 45, 55.
Huge difference.
Well, I guess you could make the argument that the original games were a lot more action packed
They
compared
were.
to like the newer ones.
They were well. Also, the older ones were like a hack and slash. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, that was my favorite part of the God of War when he gets his the chain blades back, and then it's like go straight into fighting, and I was like, okay, that was cool. But then you immediately get cut to a. cutscene
I
of
played the
like-
first game of God of War because I went back and played it after I played. Well, because I remember playing God of War when I was a kid, and after I played God of War 2018, right? I went back and played God of War 1, and those games aged like fine wine. They're like so fun to play, but they're like back in the day they're extremely hard for no reason too.
Games back then were a lot harder, I think.
Now, I guess the question is like, do you guys think with the God of War remake, and I know there's not a lot announced, and it's kind of hard to just kind of. I mean, this is all off assumption. Do you think they're gonna make any story changes to the games?
They shouldn't. Well, because if they make any story changes, then it'll chronologically.
Well, and then the other thing is, do you think they're making any story changes, or do you think they're going to make any gameplay changes?
I was gonna say, is it a remake
Like,
or is it a like
if it plays
remaster?
like God of War 2018, I wouldn't
No,
be mad.
it's a
They
remake.
said remake.
So are they doing
they
it in
could
the-
do a change.
Like a Resident
Probably
Evil remake.
gameplay.
Yeah, because like
It'll
from
be-
the original 4 to like the remake 4,
They're like
there's some
completely
changes.
different. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but
like
The gameplay is completely different between those, but
But are they gonna
Mhm.
make it in the same style as the new God of War series?
well, we don't know.
that's kind of
They
what
haven't-
that was the question.
Honestly,
What do you guys think?
If they did it in the new style, I wouldn't be mad. But also, if they did it in the old style, I wouldn't be mad. So either way, I feel
I
like
trust
there wa-
Santa Monica. With
Yeah,
this,
I would
honestly.
trust them with my
No, they've
life.
been doing good. I like it.
Have you seen all the people where it's like all the Twitter's freaking out because of what they had promised? Because everyone was posting the Santa Monica,
Mhm.
if you make a God of War remake, my life is yours or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody's on Twitter's like, oh,
Yeah,
just sold myself out now.
but also I think it's a lot better for the newer gamers out there that are playing God of War, so they can get or dive back into the trilogy, so they understand Kratos' backstory.
I think that we need less remakes, and we need to make some of these older games like I don't know, maybe
Re-release them.
I think they should go farther back in these
They-
remakes. I want to see a Pong remake.
They do port PlayStation ports them, but you have to pay for their subscription, and
Yeah.
it's a cloud gaming service. It's not like you to download the original content. You have to play it on
Well,
the cloud.
And my argument for that is like I like that they're remaking and they're making it more modern, but it's like you need if you have never experienced this, you need to experience it the way it was back when it came out. And I have the same feeling about like Knights of the Old Republic. I have the same feeling
Okay.
about the original Halos.
Yeah, but
And
you got to
so-
realize, like, Knights of the Old Republic, there's so many new, like, at the time, it was great. And, like, it played, I mean, the story still holds up, but the gameplay is trash.
yeah, well,
nowadays.
and it's everyone.
And you got to,
You go back and watch an old movie. All right, I know. Well, you're a little different.
I like
person
old
to talk to. He likes old.
but I mean, like,
I'm not
you're
saying-
going to lose
like-
those players because, like,
they're gonna look at this and be like, "This is trash,"
And I'm not
just
saying,
by the looks.
I'm not saying that like if they make the God of War remake, they need to have like the classic mode or something, but at least make the old one available to buy for like $5-10, whatever, and be like, here, this is the old one. If you want to try the new one, like be able to do both, because sometimes it's like you gotta understand why we fell in love with these games to begin.
It was the best technology at the time. So for us, it was like, this is awesome. This is the best graphics and everything. And now our graphics have adapted and grown so much that now you look back, you're like, wow, we thought that was really cool.
I was gonna say, it's like when it comes to Knights of the Old Republic, the story still holds up. The gameplay and
Yeah.
the looks do not.
No,
I mean,
That's the problem with a lot
I was
of
playing Jedi Knight Academy, and I'm like, man, in my head, because it's been
Remember?
years, and it's been years. In my head, I didn't remember the graphics looking that wonky. I was like, wow.
I had the same experience with Boba Fett or the Bounty Hunter game, because back in the day I used to play that on my GameCube a lot. And when I looked at it when they ported it over to Steam, I was like, I don't remember this game looking this bad.
Yeah, well,
Well,
it's like watching Goldeneye. When you go back and you watch videos of Goldeneye, you're like, man, as a little kid playing that, I don't remember it looking that bad.
But I think that's kind of like the thing is,
But I
like,
had nothing to compare it
I don't
to.
think there's anything wrong. Like, I think there's some games that, like, I think God of War and stuff like that, Knights of the Old Republic, older games like that, they deserve remakes because they were great at the time and they'll still be great today, but you'll be able to capture a newer audience. I think there are certain games that don't need remakes, like The Last of Us, because you can still go play the original and
Or
it looks
Halo.
great.
Which again, even if it's from 2001,
Okay,
the
but, like,
gameplay was good. and
Halo
it visually
1,
was good.
Halo 1 visually does look old now.
Yeah, it
And
does.
you do have to, like, it looks good, but you do have to be
And
like, compared to nowadays graphics, it does look
And those
bad.
type of graphics do drive players away too, because they want a
But it
better looking
shouldn't.
game.
My argument is that it
Well, you rely a lot on the nostalgic factor because
Yeah.
you played it as a
You
kid.
do gotta, yeah,
You do.
you're
You're
nostalgia.
relying.
You're
A lot of people
you're
don't have that
blinded.
nostalgic factor.
Now, I will say the types of games that usually still look similar now. You can tell the difference is the 2D side scrollers. Like you can go back and play like a
Yeah.
2D side scroller from the 90s, early 2000s, and it's not bad.
Like how we were playing Ninja Gaiden in the office. That's fun.
Yeah.
Link to the Past.
But that I
things
think
like
that was kind of like that was the whole that pixelated aesthetic is still today.
Yeah.
There's still
Yeah,
games
so that
copy
still ties in, but you have the 3D games. the way they had to make 3D back in the late 90s, early 2000s, to mid 2000s to now, there's a drastic difference.
And then the gameplay, because you got to remember on those side scrollers, the gameplay wasn't that crazy, you know? It was like you press this to jump, you press this one to attack.
Yeah.
But 3D, you started implementing
6
a lot
inputs.
more mechanics.
Mhm.
And then
And
more with physics and more.
And that's
like,
when you
Yeah.
got the weird 64 controller.
And that's when those physics started not making sense. Or, I mean, at the time they were impressive, but nowadays they're not. And so, like, you can go update them. That's what I'm saying is, like, I don't think you need to do a drastic change on a lot of these. Like, Resident Evil 4, it was a drastic change gameplay wise, but the whole main concept of it stayed. And that's what people loved about it.
It was just more refined, and it was easier for a newer audience to be able to adapt to, because the old tanky controls of the original, of like you have to stand still in order to aim and shoot. Some people, it's a little off-putting, but then now that you have some movement and it's more actiony and it's more
And
like
it's the same with like Resident Evil 2. I never did the old ones, but then I could go back and play Resident Evil 2, the remake, and I had tons of fun with it. And I thought, I was like, oh, this is a great game.
But then if you go back and play, if you don't have the nostalgic factor,
I
of
probably
playing,
wouldn't like
playing
Resident Evil 2.
or the original Resident Evil, yeah, that gameplay is like a little.
I probably
out
wouldn't
of
like it
date.
as much. And I think that's just kind of like, yeah, you're getting blinded by nostalgia to a point. But like,
See, like back to that point, it's like Resident Evil 4, the remake. I was telling Jacob yesterday, I like the original Resident Evil 4 more than the remake, simply because I grew up playing the game as a kid, just because of that nostalgic feeling. And I like the gameplay, I like the story, I like the original thing. And one major thing that the difference between the new one and the old one is they got rid of the quick time events. I really like the quick time events.
how which version of Ashley is your favorite?
What do you mean? Like new or old?
Yeah, new or old.
New because you can dip mods.
I'm just saying, don't get turned off by the old graphics of some of these old games. Sometimes that's what made them be more creative.
but it's not just the graphic. It's the gameplay. It's the whole reason why I can never go back and play Mass Effect.
Whenever
that I don't
The
understand. 'cause I'm
gameplay to
playing
Mass Effect is doo-doo. I'm
it
not
is-
going to lie.
It is much better,
The
especially because
shooting-
like I played Knights of the Old Republic and it's the same company, and I'm like, okay, this is a lot better. The
The
dialogue options suck, but
The
actually
shooting in
playing
the shooting in that game sucks. The driving in that game sucks.
the driving's bad. The
and
driving,
it's one of those, like, the gameplay itself. And I know I'm probably gonna get flagged for it because you're gonna get people with nostalgia. And I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not like looking here saying Mass Effect is a terrible
But it's
game.
out of date now.
I'm just saying, like, it's out of date, and me personally, because I never had that nostalgia feel, it's hard to play.
I don't
And it's
understand.
not fun for me anymore.
See,
Like,
that's the same
back in the
thing
day,
for
I bet it
me.
was fun because it was new, but because we have better stuff, and I look back at them, and I'm getting more frustrated by the gameplay than I would be having fun, if that makes sense.
And that's the same thing for me with Knights of the Old Republic. I try to go back and play it, and I thought the gameplay was horrendous.
And
And I was
one
just
of those,
like, I know Jacob told me this has a good story, but I don't even think I can get through this first level because the gameplay is horrendous.
Jacob, whenever I brought my PC over and I downloaded the Master Chief Collection, which game did you have me try?
What did I have you try? Did you play a game?
Yeah, you were having me play you were watching me play a
Did it
Halo
look
game.
old or new?
I think it was a Reach.
It might have been.
You started him with Reach. Why would you do
I
that?
didn't start him with. I don't remember playing it. I don't remember this.
Well,
event.
yeah. So he had me play one of them because I didn't grow up with Halo. I wasn't an Xbox kid. So, I don't. Maybe it wasn't Reach. Maybe it
It
was.
might have been just Halo Combat Evolved.
No, it wasn't. Because
Was it 2?
It may have been 2. Yeah.
Did it look new or old?
Well, they all kind of
They
look
all
old to me.
look old now.
Well, new has the remastered, and it looks really good now.
Which is
So you were getting frustrated with me because I was like playing it and you were like, isn't this fun? Isn't this great? I'm just like, well, it looks dated. It looks kind of washed out and it's like very generic in its shooting mechanics.
Feelings were hurt.
And it's
No,
like,
man.
I'm not getting the vibes here. Like,
Maybe Halo
what's
3,
the big
'cause
deal?
That was your favorite.
So this is going along the lines of like, you're really, really heavily tinted by nostalgia. And then here I am as a fresh new face. And it's like, this is just it's a sci-fi shooter.
It's a very basic shooter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
It is a very basic shooter, but it does it very well. You do have to admit.
The argument with Halo, though, is like those were good back from the early thing, 2001 to 2010. That was like the golden age of that. And they haven't really done anything since. Whereas like God of War, they're coming out with games now and everybody's like, oh, these are like the greatest games. But it's like, you got to see where they started.
But going back to God of War, like you had mentioned, like I had said, God of War, the original trilogy, has aged like fine wine because the gameplay in that is like so fun.
And if they made a Halo that was like awesome and everybody was talking about
I feel
it, like,
you may be hit by the nostalgia bug too.
Well, no, like you can go back and play, and the gameplay is like actually fun because I went back and played it because I never had any nostalgic feelings for it.
Sure.
But I went back and played it after I played 2018,
It's
and I was like,
oh
that's
man, this
so
made
fun.
me relive my.
You were like a huge Elden Ring fan. Did you ever go back and play like the original Dark Souls?
I did. I didn't like it because the gameplay was bad. Well, they were like
Dark Souls were less forgiving than Elden Ring.
No,
was.
not only that, just like since they were first starting out from software, it was kind of it felt like very clunky to play it compared to like because I played Dark Souls 3. Comparing that to 1, it like felt really clunky, and that game was very unforgiving because you can start at like the beginning of the map, and there won't be like a checkpoint until like 2 levels later. So if you die, you start all the way back, and you have to run over
Then you
there.
have George here. Oh, I nicked it.
And the other thing is like in those games they were more they weren't open like what Elden Ring was. Like it was a
there was, like, a
linear
set path.
Yeah, the set path. So like
What a crazy concept.
in Elden Ring, if you get stuck at a boss, well, it's open. You just go do something else. You go do an easier boss. In Dark Souls, you have to push through that boss. Like there is no turning around. You just gotta power through.
Yeah.
So it was less forgiving in that aspect.
And like I had mentioned, even then, if you died to the boss, you'd spawn all the way back and have to fight all the mini enemies there. But in Elden Ring, there's like a checkpoint right before the boss, so you can just go back into it every single time.
So they made it easier for gamers that didn't
Yeah.
want to deal with it.
Yes, they did.
Essentially,
It's kind of
yeah.
like Fallout 3 to 4 or New Vegas to 4, where they didn't focus on any of the actual gameplay mechanics. It's just like VATS was.
Well, even and then, speaking of Fallout, sorry to cut you off, but like because you mentioned it, like that's actually a great thing because there's a lot of people that like will play Fallout 4 and that was their first game, and it has that more FPS shoot type of thing, and it dumbed down a lot of the other mechanics. It looks better, but like there's people that won't go back and play Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas because it looks bad and the gunplay is not as
the gunplay is horrible.
It's a horrible compared
Even if you
to-
try to fix it with mods, like the core like engine that's used is not
It's
meant for
just-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's but the games themselves are great, and if you played them back in the day, they were, and they still are. But I can see like from somebody who's never played those, like the older games, like because Fallout 4 was my first Fallout, and I do go back and play them, but they are definitely not as fun to me because of the actual like gameplay. Sometimes it's like it's frustrating when you're trying to shoot at something and you're missing because you can't actually aim down your sights. Like in Fallout
See, I
3.
kind of had the opposite effect, and maybe that's just me. Like, I didn't mind the shooting so much in New Vegas, but the world felt a lot more interesting.
Yeah, and that's
Four.
like there's
And
other hooks to those games that I was like, oh, these do it a lot better than 4. But there are things that 4 does a lot better.
But like 4 has like not a great story because like if you go while I'm playing 4 again, I've been like running around doing all the factions and stuff. Everything is based around the Institute. Like there's no other collaborations like the Institute does this, the Institute this, the Institute this.
This is
And,
true.
and like in New Vegas, there's always there's the Enclave, there's
NCR.
yeah, the NCR, then you have
Brotherhood.
all of that. There's
Well, like there's the main plot of
Mr.
trying
House.
to the Mr. House, but
Yeah.
they do a good job of doing other side plot. Well, and even like Elder Scrolls, the main story to Elder Scrolls, Skyrim is not the best. And I don't know a single person that goes, "Oh boy, I can't wait to do the main storyline," and doesn't just immediately run.
But
to the
I've
Civil
also
War.
heard like
Or go
I've done
do
the Civil
literally
War so
anything
many
else.
times.
I thought
before
the Civil
anything else.
War was the main storyline.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know a single person that goes to Skyrim and goes, "Oh boy, that main quest was so fun." It's like, no, the best quest, you had the Blades, you had the Civil War. There's so many other
Stormcloaks
things.
for life.
mhm.
The becoming a werewolf with the companions, and then the Thieves Guild stuff. Like, there's so much better stuff in the world than the main
And
story.
I haven't played Fallout 76. How is this, the game or the story as far as that goes?
What story?
Now?
Well, there's a
It's-
story now. I thought
now, but like it's still a multiplayer MMO.
it's like ESO.
I think it's
not
one of those like
great.
you get back into it, and I played it when season 1 came out for Fallout, and I haven't hopped in since. But when season 1 came out, me and our coworker hopped back into it, and I remember just thinking to myself, it felt like they had to backtrack on so much stuff that this is how the game should have been on launch, but you're playing it like 3-4 years after launch, and you're getting
At this
the
point,
basic
almost 10.
content, if that makes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's the basic content that you're thinking should be here on launch. So it's like when you hop in, you realize it's like they backtracked on so much stuff. There's no, the battle royale's gone. All the other basic stuff has kind of been erased, and it's now like,
It's a very
here's
bare
the game.
bones Fallout game.
yeah, and I think that would be the best way. It's like I said, it's how the game should have been on launch, but you're missing all the extra
feel
stuff
like-
that should have been there.
I feel
now.
like Fallout should have never been an MMO.
I feel like it was an interesting concept at the time, but they made some decisions that were questionable even then. Like the whole idea to
think
not have any NPCs. It's like that may have been a
A terrible decision.
well, it was a bad decision, but I don't know if it was made based on like artistic or like the capability of the engine. They were like, can we have multiplayer and NPCs
I think-
walking around? And I think they could, but they decided like it's not worth it,
I
and then it
remember
was a
the-
bad choice.
Well, and then it causes like the world to be almost like boring.
I remember the when it came out on launch, they were saying like the players are supposed to be the NPC. Like you're supposed to interact with players. The players will be the merchants. The players.
But
will
the only problem with that is
Everybody's the same.
yeah.
Because they were talking like, oh, we're going to have it where you get to customize your skills and whatnot, and you can be really good at this, and that could be your character trait, and you could be really good at this, and that could be your character trait. You know, you could make food that's more like health regenerating than everybody else, and so you can sell that. You could be like really strong, so you can take on bounties or like get people to pay you to do
and
stuff
they
for
they
them.
still do have that, like you can go to, like people have bases where it's like basically stores,
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
but
Like,
they're at such a high
everything-
level where they just have everything.
Everything that they can do, you can do if you just put enough time into the game.
Yeah.
There was no limitation to that. There was no creativity.
Also,
Like,
the economy is like screwed.
Even New Vegas had like you had your
The
special skills,
limitations,
but then
yeah.
you also had your other perks, and you also
I
had
think it would have been interesting to have negative perks, like to force players, like if you want to go into this, then you're gonna get like these negative things that are gonna limit
Yeah.
you. That way, it force like if you want to be a chef, you're probably not gonna be a great shot or something like that. You know, like or you're not gonna be as agile or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
agile. You're
limit-
gonna be like slower. you
limit
have to-
your like if you're focusing on this skill, your other skills are gonna go down,
But-
and that forces you to pick a.
That's kind of
a
where Fallout 4 fell, because like comparing it to like New Vegas to Fallout 4, and Fallout 4, you eventually, if you just play the game enough, you can have every single perk be
Yeah.
maxed out in all your special stats. But in like New Vegas, there was some limitation to that. Like you couldn't have maxed out special perks. You can have every single perk. So there was like
I wish
had-
they'd, at least in the Fallout, bring kind of what Elder Scrolls did with Skyrim, where like you had all these skill traits, but like the more you did something, the more it leveled up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like in Fallout, if you were crafting more often, like you would level up that crafting. Like I do like the perk system, and I think they should have done more of a Skyrim skill
Well,
set.
their idea was to make it more streamlined and simpler for newcomers. So,
Yeah.
but like you,
well, yeah, I do like what you're saying. Like you had to, if you wanted to get blacksmith perks, you had to go build some swords all the time
Yeah.
to level up your blacksmith trait.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's a cool mechanic, and everybody can get that. Where it's like, oh, if I want to be better at sneaking, I just have to be crouched all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's where 76 failed. They decided they were going to take away the NPC, like the
NPCs,
NPC
they're gonna do a
interaction.
battle royale.
But they didn't then put that effort into improving the skill system and making players unique or
Also,
limiting.
the
what
other
they
problem was how buggy it was on launch.
could do. There was that too. I mean, but
That game
that
was
kind of expected.
unplayable.
Wasn't
on
there
launch.
like a nuke you could launch and the codes were like the same every time? So you just go into lobbies
Yeah,
and
again,
launch
a lot of
nuke over and over.
decisions they made. I don't think they
were
thought
real-
it through.
But hey,
No.
they had a fully loaded item store where you could pay real money.
Yeah, and if you launch more than
And
one
that-
nuke,
hey, you wanna
break
know-
the entire server?
That worked perfectly. You could using your wallet worked perfectly. The game itself, no.
So
It didn't.
Priorities.
with Fallout show, do you think they're gonna kind of want to release a new game?
I think they're gonna expedite like Fallout 5.
I don't know because we got the trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 how long ago? And
Well, that's the thing. Is Elder Scrolls 6 I think is getting pushed on the back burner because of the success of the Fallout show. And so I could see executives saying, we have a show that's doing really well here.
If we release a game, then it's gonna 10x.
Yeah. They still said they're working on Elder Scrolls,
I'm also-
but I could see them expediting Fallout 5.
I think Bethesda at this point, they need to just become a TV show studio. They don't need to make any more games. They're not good at it.
Starfield,
I'm
the
sorry.
series.
Or maybe they're building a new engine.
If
That's what I
Bethesda's
think.
watching this, I loved your
That's a
old
sin.
games. I promise. I loved Fallout 4. I loved Elder Scrolls 5. Everything. I never did Morrowind, but I kind of want to try it.
Can you guys just rebuild an entire engine, all right, and get back to making games?
Yeah, I mean, use the game like layout. I guess I don't know what the term would be. Like the way the game works is good.
You were pushing your limits with 4, all right? You're pushing those limits.
Starfield, not great.
You
It
mean
was
loading
better.
screen simulator? What are you talking about?
But yeah,
Yeah, at least with Starfield, they fixed physics being tied to frame rate.
there
Did
was
you?
that.
Did
They
you?
also went back to the actual dialogue system that worked.
Oh, except the zoom in faces every single time.
Yeah, but that's kind of quirky at this point. It's fine. That's not as bad as a loading screen every time you open a door.
No, that's Starfield, bro. I'm gonna die on this hill. Starfield is loading screen simulator. You spend more time in a loading screen than you do playing the game because to get anywhere you have to go to a loading screen.
Yeah, that,
Let me teleport to this planet. Let me open this door. Let me open another door. And every single time it's a stupid screen.
hey, but you get a
that's-
nice little screen tip. It's like if you sprint, you go faster.
That's one prime
Can I
example
get a tip
of
on how to
an
load
old
faster?
mechanic just needing to die.
Yeah. Well, and it's
Loading-
I would say it's like, well, that's a difficult one to fix, but a lot of games have fixed it.
Well, I think the other thing is like loading screens aren't bad. It's just it's annoying when everything you have to do involves one.
Yeah,
That's what makes it feel old.
I don't
Yeah.
care if like whenever I change planets, there's a loading screen when I land or something. But
How
it's
come
like
No
once I'm
Man's
on
Sky
the
can do it
planet,
with no
like,
loading screen?
I should be able to walk into different buildings and not have loading screens.
But No Man's Sky can do it without loading screens.
Well, the loading screen is when you're going. But I mean, that's they
even
figured
like
that out.
even like Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, they had the stupid like you stand at the door and it would spin, but then at least they tried to hide it. They didn't do very good, but
but it's
I
still,
never had
it's
that.
still a lot better than what Starfield had going on.
yeah.
You spend more time in the pause menu going to click fast travel, and then spending in a loading screen than you do playing the game.
And then in loading screens, the tips that they give, how you guys were mentioning, are like the most useless things ever.
It's like
It's
hold
like-
the right trigger to shoot.
In like in like Fallout 4, it's like snipers are used for long range combat.
We'll figure that one out when I was 4.
Hey, if you're a new gamer, maybe you don't know that.
If you're new to life, maybe you don't know that.
Man, we just started hating on Bethesda. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
Keep
we-
making the
Bethesda-
Fallout
Hey,
show. It's
the
good.
show's good. Like Bethesda, they do right things. Like the Doom series is good.
Fallout Shelter's a fun mobile game.
You should actually end your life.
I
No, actually,
enjoy
I've
it.
heard people like mobile gamers think Fallout Shelter is like
Mo-
S tier.
Mobile gaming is awful. But
Say,
Fallout Shelter is good.
if that's your S tier for mobile gaming, I
Yeah, no, it's that bad, but Fallout Shelter is good.
Yeah, I've heard people like say Fallout Shelters are good.
fun, but it's something you do when you're on the toilet.
Yes, exactly.
That's what mobile games are.
If you had to pick a mobile game that like actually works and is decent, Fallout
Dokkan?
Shelter.
What about Dokkan?
My S tier is Sudoku, the clean version.
Mine is
Clean,
Blackjack. but-
there's a mature version.
No, clean as in like it's minimal. It's like very, very basic.
I like Sudoku. The
What is
The not safe for
not
work.
safe for work.
Anyway,
Those numbers
amazing.
get crazy.
But God of War.
it's a bad.
I'm excited for that.
I was gonna bring. I can't remember what I was gonna ask you guys. I don't know what the time is. If we need to move on, we can. But I was gonna ask you guys if
It's been
you
like
thought-
40 minutes that we've been talking.
Have we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll save it for next.
go,
time.
no, you go ahead and say it.
Well, I was just gonna ask you guys if
We
you
have like
think-
nothing to talk in technology.
The only thing, and if we want
Well,
to cover it really quick, is Apple is going to hold their event here pretty soon in March. It's probably going to be the same stuff we always get: new iPhone, or actually, it probably won't be the iPhones because those are usually later in the year. But it'll probably be like Mac. It'll probably be a big Mac and tablet type of thing,
Mhm.
and maybe
The-
a smaller like phone when it comes to like the 17E or something. But
the memes will go hard as they always do.
So
Yeah.
before talking about that, Josh, say your thing.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you guys if you think that like co-op games are starting to like die out completely. Because I was thinking, and I'm like, a lot of like
In what sense?
because you were talking about the Ghosts of Yote becoming like an online like
hmm
it's a 4-player multi. Yeah.
it was like a what did they consider that? It was like waves of enemies coming at you. You guys
PvE?
gotta, like,
Yeah.
yeah, PvE, but like they aren't making like. Wouldn't that be cool if they had like a lobby where like you had 2 or 3 people like playing in the Ghost of Yote world and just doing stuff or helping your friends with the missions and you doing it on higher difficulty.
Yeah.
Like I think the only company that's still actively working on games like that would be the
From Software.
well, It Takes Two.
The
I can't remember what they're called.
the ones that
I don't know what they're called.
They did It Takes Two, A Way Out, and the new like
Hazelight.
Hazelight.
Yeah. And then like with the Fallout, like honestly, and this is where it's kind of funny because you were talking about it and I was thinking about it. All I ever wanted was like Fallout 4, but like I wanted to be able to invite my friends to like we could explore the world and screw around and do
But
stuff.
you got Fallout 76.
They
I
did
don't-
that,
I
but
don't-
you have to pay for it.
Actually to get into
But hey, wait. I saw this one clip of Fallout 76. He was like, Fallout 76 backwards is Fallout 67.
Okay, we're done.
67!
All right, I even brought it up. I say, cut him off.
I almost did the other one.
the clapping. But okay, no, just to go on to Joshua's point though, like mass multiplayer games are fun and all, but at the same time they do have to like I feel like restrict themselves because they have to have all these big servers to handle all of it and all these people.
And they have to optimize it really well.
Yeah,
too,
but I
so
think it would-
anybody can play.
A game that would be like, you know how like Far Cry does it where it's like you can play the campaign by yourself or you can invite a friend and you guys can do the campaign together.
Yeah,
And it's like hosted on somebody's machine. That would be a lot better experience for multiplayer. Like if you have a single player game, I think it'd be like, how could you also introduce a co-op you could
that's-
do 2
that's
player or
one
even
thing-
up to 4.
Ubisoft did pretty
Yeah, it was
good
the
was
thing-
with like Ghost Recon.
They have like that
Yeah.
You
seamless
could do
co-op.
that where you could do a co-op and have someone jump in.
And it's
so
like
if I was in
and you're
the
just
middle
doing
of my game,
the normal stuff that you
my
would
buddy
be doing.
joined me. He's on my computer. My computer's hosting the environment. And all
Mhm.
that. And we
I
would
I miss games like
yeah,
that.
that was always
Like
fun.
me and Jacob,
You
we
could have
did
up to
Far Cry
4 people.
5 together. That was like, it ran perfect too.
Also,
it was like,
You're just like
seamless.
running.
It was like fun.
But the cool thing is like you can do what you normally do in a single player game, but now you have your buddy there.
Yeah.
it's-
Now instead of worrying about your NPCs trying to do it for you,
You're-
which sometimes they were
Well,
better.
some of the NPCs in Far Cry were fire, like Cheeseburger
Dude.
and Peach.
but even
Freaking what was it? That left no. Resident Evil 5, even though that game's kind of trash.
What do you mean 6?
No, 5.
5?
Yeah,
You
the-
think
the-
5's trash?
The boulder punching one, like the high action one.
You think 5? A lot of people like 5.
Compared to the
George
what
must
came
like
before
5.
it.
6 is like the worst one, and that one was like the co-op one.
So playing that game and relying on the NPC to actually do what you want it to is horrible. But whenever I play that with my sister and she was playing, it was a co-op experience. Whenever we're playing the 2 characters, that was a whole lot more fun.
But and then to also go on top of that, like Sniper Elite does the same thing,
Mhm.
or you can do the 2 and you have
Yeah.
2 people running. I don't know. I think
Even Halo's not doing
instead
it
of
anymore.
focusing on like these mass multiplayer, like everybody's in and all, I think it would be like
Make a good
just
game.
make a good game single player and be like, you know what, we're gonna do a 2-player online co-op where you can invite your buddy, or you're not your Freddy, your buddy. You can invite your buddy. You can invite your buddy and you guys can go through the campaign together, like A Way Out and all those type of things. I think that, like I said,
That
that
Way
would
Out
be,
has the opposite problem where it's like, I guess you.
That's
can
what they
You
play,
need
but
focus-
someone, you
you
need
need
a
focus
friend.
on,
but
yeah.
they have a cool mechanic where one person has to buy the game, the other person can just download the friend version.
What-
Yeah,
what
but you have
they-
to have a friend.
What they need to fix is like whenever in Ghost Recon you had someone jump in. So if it was just me and my buddy, I lost all 3 NPCs.
No.
Oh, and you couldn't
like give me 2. Like let's still have the squad of 4. So
Then it's too
I
OP.
think-
two,
I think that'll
no,
just
it's not.
no, because your
the buddy's
AIs
not
don't
always
do
good
anything.
at healing you. NPCs, you get knocked down, NPCs will come
That's
for
the
you.
only thing they're good
But you can
for.
also have
Yeah.
a squad of 4 if you wanted to, though.
You
but
could,
I
yeah.
think the cool thing, like if you wanted to do, and that would be more based on the game, would be like, do you want to be able to have 4-player co-op, or would it be 2-player co-op, or 3-player co-op?
Oh, it depends on
You
the
know,
game.
and
like,
that'd be up
like
to
what was
scale it.
one of the first ones, like Army of 2, way back.
That game was fun.
And that was meant to be a couch co-op or an online co-op with 2 people, and
But I
that was
think-
just a 2-person game.
If I had to go, I think the problem with that is you have games like Marvel Rivals that benefit off of these multiplayer, like everybody's online. Like I think you have games that benefit off of the
Mass multiplayer.
that mass multiplayer mechanic, where single player games, because
All
even
right,
then
all right.
you don't get a lot of single player games.
Who? Okay. Let's take a toll. Who here plays Marvel Rivals?
I think it would be a poll.
Oh, I mean,
I
Poll,
play.
poll, whatever, yeah,
I play.
Poll.
Okay, everyone, bring out your
frequently.
wallets.
yeah. Let's take a toll. Pay up. Poll.
George, give the man.
So
Who plays Marvel?
yeah, like
actively or
like
who has
actively plays Marvel
Oh,
Rivals.
Me.
So you have 1 out of 5. All right.
Well, Isaac doesn't play at
Well,
all.
Isaac doesn't play
He doesn't.
anything.
That's the point.
Not
It's
true.
because of Marvel Rivals that he stopped playing.
So what's your point here?
So you have one person. All right. Now the rest of us, what is your game you're doing right now, Jacob? What's your main game right now?
Currently, I'm going through Fallout 4 because of the show.
Okay, so Fallout 4. What are you doing, Josh?
Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Mass Effect Legendary. Okay, Isaac, what game are you actually playing right now?
I'm going through the Mega Man X and Zero series right now.
Okay, and then I'm on Arc Raiders, so
Yours is a mass.
See, but I
yours
don't-
is a
mine's more mass.
I don't.
But
I
I'm
don't
s- I'm
only play
soloing it.
Rivals. I've been playing Fallout 4.
Yeah,
Dude.
but you're still mainly on Rivals.
for a
But-
multiplayer
but-
game, yeah.
but
So,
Fallout 4 is also an old game. Like
but the
came
thing
out
is,
like 7-8 years.
yeah, but the thing is, if there was a newer game like that, would you jump onto Marvel Rivals or would you jump onto a newer type Fallout game and jump on with your buddy?
I'd rather play Fallout 4 with my buddy than Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, but I would do that too.
I still go back and we'll co-op the Halo campaigns. Like
So
yeah,
I'm just saying there is still I think there is a big market
Just the
For
game
that?
developers aren't doing it.
and they're just not doing it.
They're just not.
I don't think there's a way to make money doing it though. That's their
But
problem.
it's just like
I mean, you sell
Marvel
more
Rivals
copies.
is-
You'd sell 2 copies and each I mean, that would be the main thing is you'd sell 2 copies.
Yeah,
Marvel
but he's
Rivals is
paying
fun
for a
because it's
skin every
free.
year.
I
You
don't
have
call
to
that
pay-
fun.
Well, I think the other
Have
thing
you played Rivals before?
No, and I
Think
won't.
about like Claire Obscure. Think if they somehow integrated multiplayer into that, like co-op, like you
Dude, that would
go
be cool.
around and be part of the squad, and like you have to pick your own actions.
Honestly, I
Like
think that'd
Baldur's
be
Gate.
less fun.
You think
Yeah,
that would be
Baldur's-
less fun than Baldur's
Why?
Gate? The way that you could go around with your party.
In Claire Obscure, because that would take so much action away from the player.
well, you'd have 2 people messing around with each other.
That's
Don't say it like
well,
that.
I'm thinking like Baldur's Gate worked because I mean, like you had to pick your own actions, then your buddy would be
I mean,
like,
if,
"Well, I
if
got to
you designed a game, like if they did that with Claire Obscure, you'd add in extra combat and extra like maybe 2 double up on the.
I think you could do
bosses
it where
and
they
things like that, but-
not take turns, but you could do it at the same like how Baldur's Gate does it, where everybody has the exact same turn as far as when you're online, and then once that like in Baldur's Gate, like if me and Josh are playing, when it's our turn, unless for whatever reason he's stunned for whatever reason, then
Yeah.
I'll go first,
Mhm.
and then the other character. But if we're both lined up to be one right after the other, we're just both going at the same time. And you could do that with Clear Obscure. Both people are attacking at the same time. Both people are defending at the same time.
So let's
know.
ask that question: would you be playing Marvel Rivals, or would you want like the 3 of us to do, or 4 of us to do a Claire Obscure playthrough with all of us doing our own part?
I don't know, because I played Claire Obscure. I think it would be less fun if there was 4 people playing at the same time.
What if there was 2?
Even then, there's like so much action you're taking away from the player. It's like I'm attacking every 5 minutes. That's
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Marvel
we would
Rivals
attack.
is like
What I'm saying
He's
is
got
is
to
we-
have action.
we
all
would
the
attack
time.
at the same time, and we'd have to defend at the same. So like as we're attacking, we'd both have to do it.
I think Claire Obscure is the wrong example to
Okay.
give for a game.
Let me put it.
Why?
Like Baldur's
Let's think-
Why?
Gate would be a good co-op game.
It is a good co-op.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Could you imagine God of War, but one person gets to play as Atreus, and the other person plays as Kratos, and you're both having and if you do that, you're introduced with more enemies start getting tossed.
I think
at
that
you.
would be fine. Yeah,
That's
But one
what.
of
That's
them
what
would be
I don't
like
think
Archer
Claire
and the other
Obscure
one
would be
Why?
a good co-op.
You add more enemies.
And I just threw a game out. Like that was like the biggest game
But
of
that,
last
that
year.
one
I'm
that
like,
one would not be a bad game to
No.
join
I don't
and
think.
play
I
with
think
us,
it's a
but
better
Let's
single
do,
player game than it
like,
would be a co-op.
Indiana Jones, because you had Indiana Jones, some person's
He's got to
indie.
control everyone.
But like you have some person playing indie, and then you might introduce like some side character who's like wanting to be indie student or the
And-
female protagonist.
and you guys both have to
And-
solve the puzzles.
Yeah, you're both having to participate,
Mhm.
and you can still do it single player. But if you do almost like Halo 3, how it's like if you're multiplayer, Arbiter's always there, and they incorporate the story
Yeah.
with that. But if you're not, single player, Arbiter's off doing his own thing, and sometimes he'll show up, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like they put more effort into it back then than they do now. And that's my problem.
and I think the problem is if you're focusing on multiplayer, I think the reason why developers aren't doing it is if you're focusing on multiplayer,
They're
you're focusing on how
mass
to gain.
multiplayer.
How do
massive
you do?
multiplayer. They're not focusing
a lot
on,
of people
like, couch
get a lot of
co-op.
money because I think the other thing is if you do a single player multiplayer, like you're not making as much money from that because they'd eat to buy a copy, but that's really probably the only money you get from them is the $70 to buy the game. But in Marvel Rivals, you throw out skins, everyone like
Which used to be enough until
Which-
they started to figure out microtransactions,
Which I
and then
think
you have
would-
the newer generations that just, I want to look goofy. Oh, I want to look like this. I'm like,
I want the Gooners.
oh,
kid.
this is so dumb.
I think that's the thing is like in games like Marvel Rivals, it's seen like as a culture and in gaming, it's more okay for them to get away with that because it's free,
because
it's
you
mass
allowed
multiplayer,
it. Because you allowed it. Your generation
But
allowed it.
If you did like a single player or even a co-op single player games like what Far Cry does, people get onto that for having microtransactions, and that's a complaint. So I think there's like if we do it with that, we get complained. We don't sell as much.
But
But
also,
we do
they
Marvel
charge
Rivals.
for the game.
We sell a lot more. We're keeping the
But
game
like Far
very
Cry,
up
you
to date.
charge for the game. You charge for the actual content of the story and the gameplay, and then you're locking content behind another paywall. Where Marvel Rivals, you don't need to pay.
You're
for
only
a
there,
skin.
and most of the time they're only locking content. They're not locking content of the game. They're locking stupid skins. Oh, you get this special
also
edition of this gun.
DLC was a big
Like-
thing too. You had to pay for DLC even though you bought the game.
That was even
But
back.
that added content.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
added content. That was extra content.
It's like you would pay for
But
Phantom
like if
Liberty,
you look
right?
at Claire Obscure, they released DLC for free.
That's their decision,
That's their
though,
decision.
and
But
everyone
you
loves
paid
them for it.
Phantom
Yeah.
Liberty.
But like you can't.
Did you pay for Phantom Liberty?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Jacob, did you?
Yeah, I got Phantom Liberty.
But like,
And was it worth it?
like I'm
I got it
saying-
on sale because I rebought Cyberpunk.
like I'm saying, yeah, you're charging for more content on top of that, which is probably another extra $15-$30. When like you got people like From Software, you got people like Claire Obscure, those developers are releasing DLC for free because you
Right
already
now,
paid for the
right
content.
now, no, right now they are. But you paid $60-$70 for the game,
And I
unless
would-
you got it
Yeah,
on sale.
that's
I
what.
would pay
that's-
for
that's
more
a little
missions and
different.
more stuff to the
But-
game. I wouldn't pay for skins,
Okay.
but I would pay if they're like, hey,
You don't have to
wanna
pay
do
for
this
skins, though,
DLC,
with
it's like a
Rivals.
whole nother
Let me put it
storyline.
this way: Call of Duty gets away with selling you $70 and selling skins.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
but the only reason they get away with it is because it's multiplayer.
yeah.
That's my
That's
argument.
That's the thing is they're the ones that have ruined it. You have Marvel Rivals. That one's a little easier to go like, okay, it's a free game. It's a little
The
easier
only
to-
way they're gonna
to
make their money
spend
is
a little
off
money to
microtransactions.
okay, I want to unlock this, I want to unlock that. All right, well,
I get conversations going, don't I?
I forget what the whole point was.
It was about co-op and
Well,
Yeah,
how
but
multiplayer
I will
games
say I think they've moved away from couch co-op. You've had games promise, oh yeah, we're gonna bring it. Halo Infinite was like, we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring back split screen and all that. They did not. They lied. They you have other games that could add it easily. What we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Ubisoft did it. Now it wasn't quite couch co-op. It was online cooperative.
Which I would still take
But
that over.
that was good. I mean, you could play that one, and that wasn't extra. You could do that with Claire Obscure, and we'll just ignore George's little try to argue that it would make the
What?
game terrible.
I'm not saying it would make the game terrible. I would make it less fun.
No, it'd be way more fun because then
I
whenever
don't
you
even think
screwed
so.
up, I'd be like, how are you not parrying this guy?
yes.
How are you-
I see.
Just dodge,
I can
just
see how there's
dodge.
fun moments in that. Like I said, I think you treat it more like a Baldur's Gate, where maybe the leader will control the two or he can assign a character for you to control, and then like I said, you'd play simultaneously.
Like I said, I don't think Claire Obscure would be a good example for co-op.
So
That is
what
your
is your
opinion,
excuse?
sir.
Your excuse is that it's going to take longer.
No, it's gonna take less fun away from the player. Like it's already a great single player game.
But why? Wait, how would it take?
Yeah, how would it take away?
Because you're not controlling it or you're not playing as much as you would. And then
But
even
you have your friend with you, and you're doing.
It's like Baldur's Gate.
and
If
you
you
gotta-
add on a Baldur's Gate, you don't get
Yeah,
to play as
and you
all
have
the characters
and
anymore.
the thing is, now instead of you controlling exactly, let me do this with this character, this with this character. Well, now your buddy can just screw up your whole plan, and you can say, "Hey, do this so I can set up my next attack, and they do something else, and then you're like, all right, what do I do now?
Replacing character control by adding a buddy who's gonna, like I said, in Baldur's Gate, it's that same concept. Now you don't get to control like everybody in your party because your buddy's now in your party.
No, but the reason why Baldur's Gate is better because then you can solely focus on your own custom created character and build your character around each other. But in Clair Obscur, you already have set characters set characters that already have their own abilities.
So then your buddy just picks a character, you pick a character.
Yeah, but Clair Obscur is also more involved like in real time than Baldur's Gate was.
Yeah.
So now you're relying on your buddy to also parry or dodge or
and also and
Baldur's
the thing
Gate
is,
works because there's a lot more strategy and you can strategize with your friend. There is no strategy in Clair Obscur.
Yes, there is. If you're saying there's not, there is strategy. You have to have some right
not the way he plays it.
Yeah, he's like a tank.
And then like everybody, even in the clip I posted about you, everybody was saying, "Why are you dodging?" It's only parrying.
I don't care what they say.
they added it to the game
because they're Dark Soul freaks. I'm not gonna sit there for 2 hours fighting the same boss because my time's more valuable than that. And I'm just gonna dodge. Okay, miss it. Bam. All right, I can still attack.
But like Jacob had said, it doesn't just have to be Clair Obscur. Like God of War would also be another one where you could add another.
Yeah, player. And I said I think that would be a good concept. Games. I'm just saying Clair Obscur is not a good example.
I think
the other thing though is you don't have to, the way we're saying is you don't have to play multiplayer too.
But
the whole concept is that it's offered that if you have a buddy and you're like, oh, I really love this game, and you're like, oh, I really love this game too, and you're like, oh, well, they offer a multiplayer option. Let's just play it together.
And I could see how like everyone has different builds on their different characters. Like you go and add different abilities. You spend your points differently. That would be interesting to see someone bring in a different character with a different build than what I had and see what they bring to the table. How can we work this out attacking this guy? Because my build with Gustav is this way. Their build with I can't think of the names right now. What's the magic trick girl? She has some pretty cool builds.
Lucia?
Yeah.
Lune?
Lune. Then that would add something different because they went a completely different route with their build than what I had.
Right. And you could choose the different character because there's multiple.
And then there's a lot of strategy. All right, you have this build that doesn't jive well with my exact build.
Like I said, the other thing would be it would still be a single player game. So if you're like, I want to play this game by myself first, you could do that, and then it's like, oh, I had fun. I've done it before. Now let's hop on and we'll do other things.
We're not saying
we'll start
it's perfect.
Changing things up.
We're not saying it's like this is a perfect idea. We're just saying like I think that they should also try to incorporate this more in these games.
In single player,
single player,
you can keep your but like in single player games, maybe add a multiplayer feature with your buddy.
And
I don't think single player games need single player games don't need co-op.
I don't like when people make that argument where like we need more single player games. We need more story driven like single player games that have the option of having like a multiplayer experience. Not that like multiplayer is the forefront of the game.
Something like Witcher 3 would be fun with a
Assassin's Creed Unity. When it was announced on multiplayer, everybody thought that was cool, and then the game comes out and it's like, well, the multiplayer is actually like there's small missions scattered around the map, and everyone's like, no, I want to do the whole campaign with my buddy.
the whole campaign. Yeah,
like we want to be and we want to like cooperate together. But in the same sense, you can play Unity by yourself. If you want to do single player, play it by yourself. But if you have a buddy and it's a mechanic there, it's only adding to the game. It's not going to take away from the game.
And I think Fallout would have been better if instead of doing a whole MMO game, they had just added multiplayer to Fallout 4. Just add you can now have a squad of like 3 or 4 people exploring the wasteland in Fallout 4.
Imagine base building with a bunch of people like that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Like I said, there's nothing you're taking away really. You're only just adding, and it's a mechanic that if you don't want to use
we just had to argue with George
you
about
don't have to use
I'm just saying
Clair Obscur.
There's certain games, yes, that would be fun if you had co-op, but I don't think Clair Obscur is one of them.
Because now you have Ghost of Yote that says we're going to come do a 4.
Yeah, but that's a cool concept. It's like
that's what we're
saying.
Like
Elden
Everyone
Ring.
Can do it.
It's like Elden Ring. It's like, why did they make Shadow of the Erdtree?
I'm just like everyone can do it.
I'm not saying co-op is bad for all story modes.
Just rage baited him.
No.
He just rage baited you
I'm
so
not
bad.
because he's thinking I'm saying that co-op games are all bad for story mode games. are single player games.
No, but I'm also mad that Yote's not doing the multiplayer in the story. They're only doing it on.
I am saying that yes, some single player games would be cool if they had a co-op factor, but I'm saying Clair Obscur isn't one of them. And then Jacob came off and said, "Well, you're saying that co-op games are not, or single player games don't need a co-op."
He rage baited you. He totally rage baited you.
Okay,
It's 11 o'clock, George. Did you?
I'm just saying
He doesn't like being rage baited. He'll rage bait everyone else.
that wasn't even a rage bait.
He got you a little fired
It's
up.
11 o'clock, George.
All right, let's wrap it up.
I'm just saying it doesn't need a co-op.
I think it does. It'd be fun.
I think it'd be an interesting experience.
I think you're just sad and lonely and want them happy sometimes.
See, he's so
Also,
angry. He's so
the
angry.
reason why I think
can't have my opinion.
the reason why co-op games aren't fun, because I feel like when I play with Jacob, because Jacob is my friend and I play games with him, Jacob always leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I play co-op games. Dude.
Don't do that then.
That's why certain games I try to avoid playing with him because it's not fun to play with him. Like we were playing Power World the other day. I'm like, hey, we can go do our other things.
Hey,
And
where's
then-
my invite? I like Power World.
no,
I was using your copy.
Oh, you suck.
I was like, hey, we can go do our own things, but if we're gonna go fight a boss, let's fight it together. This guy goes off and fights the boss without me while I'm trying to get Pokemon.
I didn't know it was a
then,
valid
like-
You can't
dog.
say
I just-
Pokemon. You're gonna get them sued.
And and then like any other co-op game, Jacob will just run off and go do the extra like actual story missions that have value.
Helldivers.
And then-
we experienced that a lot.
See, and then I'd be sitting there with like a 3-story tall building. I'm just like, I have
Like
more.
it's like content that you actually want to experience because it's like, oh, let's do this together. Then Jacob will just go off and do it. and you
I
won't
do
just
not
see the
disagree
content.
Well,
your
and
point
then
there.
as a
'cause Jacob
developer-
was known
as-
for
that
that in
sounds-
Helldivers.
As a
That sounds
developer,
like that's the
though,
point.
like as a developer, you can easily change that where you have like each player has to accept a mission, or like maybe only the host can
That's
move on.
but,
to, as
or
a
I can just play the game by myself.
Or you can.
can, but
Yeah,
the rest
yeah,
of us
or you
wanna play
can.
the game.
Yeah,
Not
that's what
saying
I'm
you
saying.
can't.
Or like you could be like, oh, let's go do this mission, but your buddy can't just initiate it. You have to also be there. Or maybe as a developer, it's like both players have to be at the start for this mission to
Or at
move
least
on.
he has to accept or something.
But
Or-
like I'm
yeah.
saying, devs don't do that, and that's why when I play games with you, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth for co-op games. Because like, bro, I didn't even get to experience that content because you got bored and wanted to do
You
it.
can still play it on your own, but
Yeah,
then
that's
there's
why I'm like,
it's
bruh,
like
I'm just-
Minecraft. It's like doing all this stuff. You could do
Well-
it by yourself, but it's way more fun when you have other people with you.
Yeah, but like, there's not actual story content. Like, let's say in
You
Baldur's
could
Gate,
go play-
this guy could go run off and do actual story missions while I'm doing something else. And I just
You can go
completely
kill
missed the
end
whole
dragon
chunk
while you're trying to build
of content.
a base.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Minecraft.
Well, even in Baldur's Gate, I could completely go move on and do the next story mission without you.
Yeah,
Well, I would, well, since I'm playing Arc Raiders right now, I mean, how they kind of weaved all that in. You could be doing a different quest, a story mission to continue advancing, like learning about the lore and all that.
Mhm.
You can do that while one of your buddies that you're playing with is doing a different quest on the same map.
That's
like,
pretty much what I did to help these guys catch up.
like
Yeah.
you can do the same. Like everyone will eventually do the same quest, but you can be doing it at different times on that same map together.
Or like I think the best.
So I think how they
aspect, like,
integrated it is
go play the game by
pretty
yourself. Like go play Power World by yourself. Go enjoy everything on your own. But then there's like still things where it's like you can play games twice and be like, oh, I had really fun with my first playthrough. I'm gonna go do this with my buddy, and like I've already done everything, so we can just go mess around and go do it.
that's not how things go with like our whole group. It's like, hey, get this game so we can do the co-op. Okay, let's do the co-op. Okay, I'm doing my own thing. Oh, I just beat the boss right now without you. But then why am I even doing this with you?
I think George doesn't like multiplayer except whenever it's Marvel.
Yeah. Anyways,
constant
Alright.
action.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. In turn, co-op games are bad.
It's George's episode. You can say what you want.
And they're bad for executives because they make no money.
Exactly.
So I guess
And your
that's
friends
the
are
point.
terrible.
and George is all about pleasing the stockholders.
I'm just saying, playing co-op games with you is a rough time. But yeah, that's it for this podcast. Thank you guys for coming along, joining us. I'm here with Jacob,
Bye.
Hell,
Timmy?
bye.
See you guys.
Josh,
Bye, guys.
and Isaac.
Bye.
Thank you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.